look at unlocking nonprofit potential with Dynamics 365 Nonprofit Accelerator. So we'll understand how to utilize that. So we'll kind of get that going. First up, we'll take a look at we'll go to the next slide, Crystal, if you want. So before we get started, I wanted to take a moment to introduce your host for today, CreoSpark. We are a team of Canada and US-based Microsoft 365 implementation experts, passionate about helping our clients, yourself, achieve their ideal employee experiences. We create and support great employee experiences with Microsoft 365 digital workspaces and Microsoft 365 tools. Our headquarters are in Davis, California. That's where I'm at, and Toronto, Canada. We have three main solution areas. So we deal with modern work. The purpose is to make sure your organizations can work from anywhere on any device exactly the way you want. Process transformation to help organizations of any size to go digital at their own pace, transferring some repetitive tasks to artificial intelligence. And secure cloud, well, aims to securing the cloud. We take identity and device management seriously and make sure your teams are in the know for today's environment. Our focus is leveraging Microsoft technologies, including Microsoft 365, Power Platform, Azure, to deliver this for our clients. So just a bit of housekeeping. Before we start, please introduce yourself in chat, share something about yourself, your organization that you represent, where you're from, and what you hope to learn from today. And then feel free to add your questions to the Q&A panel in this webinar. And then handouts and certificates of attendance will be sent to your emails after this session, so look out for that. You will also receive the recording and recap blog next week for this webinar. Now for the agenda and what we're going to be learning today. Today we'll be looking at leveraging Dynamics 365 Nonprofit Accelerator, how you can enhance your constituent management, optimize fundraising efforts, and streamline grants and awards. So let's jump into the speakers of today. I want to introduce you to Crystal and Carolyn. Crystal is a Microsoft certified with bachelor's degree in informational technology and has over a decade of experience in solution architecture, specializing in Dynamics 365 and Power Platform. And when she's not doing this, she'll be serenading you with some really great songs. As for Carolyn, she is our technical analyst lead here at the CreoSpark team, where she excels in guiding technical teams to deliver innovative solutions and drive digital transformation initiatives. And on her spare time, she is continuously learning about the new tools and technology coming in from the Microsoft side of the world and anything else that's out there, from the AI to Dynamics to just about anything that you can think of. Let's welcome Carolyn and Crystal.
Thanks, Kunal. I'm just really excited to be here to talk to everyone about this Dynamics 365 Nonprofit Accelerator, and turn it over to you, Crystal.
Thanks, Carolyn. Thanks, Kunal. I'm really excited to be co-presenting with you both today. And also, it's great to see some of you are here. Welcome. All right. Well, let's take a quick poll first, just to gauge where you currently stand with your data management. You can please select the option that best describes your current situation. I'll have Kunal. Kunal already launched the first poll. So first question is, how do you currently manage constituent data and interactions? We'd like to know how many of you are using a general CRM tool, or perhaps you're utilizing a dedicated nonprofit management system, or maybe like many organizations, you're managing data manually. And I know some of you might even feel that you're not actively managing your data, but are here to learn. So each of these approaches has its own set of challenges, and that's precisely where the Dynamics 365 Nonprofit Accelerator comes into play. Okay. Let's see the result. Okay. All right. So most of our attendees are managing data manually. That's good. It's a good in a way because you're here to learn how this accelerator works. So thanks for participating. Now, next poll question. We'd love to hear what aspect of the Dynamics 365 Nonprofit Accelerator you're most eager to explore further. Are you interested in enhancing your constituent management? I think mostly you're here for that. Or maybe you're looking to optimize your fundraising efforts. Maybe you want to know how to navigate the complexities of grants and awards. Or maybe you're interested to see the data-driven insights and reporting of the accelerator. All right, mostly are unfamiliar. So again, if you're unfamiliar with the accelerator, that's perfectly okay. That's what we're here for. All right, thanks everyone. So a lot are interested on learning today, which is great. Okay, let's keep moving forward and discuss why we're here today. Okay, so we created this webinar in response to the significant challenges many organizations face in managing constituents, enhancing fundraising efforts, and effectively handling grants and awards. In our conversations with various nonprofits, we've heard many stories about the real challenges they face every day. And for many organizations, keeping track of interactions with constituents is a big struggle. And without the clear records of these connections, they often miss valuable chances to engage. We've also learned about the pressure nonprofits feel to meet the high fundraising goals, which can lead to stress and burnout among staff. For instance, a community health nonprofit shared that their fundraising team was overwhelmed by all the manual data entry and tracking needed to meet their goals. So this not only drained their energy, but also made it hard for them to focus on building meaningful relationships with potential donors. Also, managing grants and awards can be complicated. Many nonprofits struggle with strict rules and detailed reporting requirements. In fact, a local arts organization told us they often felt buried in paperwork and deadlines related to multiple grants, and they frequently rushed to gather necessary documents, putting their funding at risk. And I'd also like to share a personal experience that shows the importance of personalized communication in nonprofit support. So back in 2009, my husband and I supported an organization that helps children and families overcome poverty. So they would send heartfelt letters and cards made by the children we were helping, which made us feel truly connected to their stories. However, after about a year, we noticed a change. The letters just started being addressed to other donors. It's not our name on the cards. It's addressed to other donors. And so this made us feel less special and less involved. And so the lack of that personalized communication weakened our connection and showed how important it is for nonprofits to build that strong individual relationships with their supporters. And I believe that personal outreach creates a sense of belonging and encourages ongoing support, which is vital for any organization's success. Now, these experiences show the need for nonprofits to embrace personalized communication, simplifying their processes and manage relationships better. And by doing this, they can create deeper connections with their supporters and address the challenges they face more effectively. Now, in this session, we'll explore how the Dynamics 365 Nonprofit Accelerator can help organizations like this overcome their challenges and build stronger connections with their communities. We'll also show you a live demonstration of the solution later, highlighting its features and action. And you'll see how it can simplify operations, strengthen donor relationships, and improve grant management processes. Now, hopefully, by the end of this webinar, you'll have a clear understanding of how this powerful tool can change the way you manage your data, ultimately boosting the impact of your mission. Now, as we start, let's think about a simple yet important quote. Technology is best when it brings people together. Now, here at CreaSpark, we believe our solutions not only support organizations, but also help build connections among everyone involved. And our approach and tools are made to enhance teamwork, ensuring that donors, beneficiaries, and even team members or volunteers can work together more effectively toward a common goal. All right, so let's dive in and discover how we can turn these challenges into chances for growth and success. Okay, so the past few years have been challenging for individuals, for families, and communities due to the global pandemic. And just as things seem to return to normal, new challenges emerge. And for nonprofits, this has led to higher costs for providing programs and services while demand continues to grow. And to build resilience, nonprofits must plan for the future and remain adaptable. And one important trend is the increased focus on digital engagement and data driven decision making. So, donors, volunteers, and program participants seek more control over their communications, of course, preferring tailored content and storytelling that highlights program impact. Again, the Dynamics 365 Nonprofit Accelerator and its common data model for nonprofits play a crucial role in this shift. It helps organizations eliminate data silos, providing valuable insights into their operations, ultimately helping nonprofits better serve their communities. And creating great experience for constituents isn't just a nice to have. It's what people expect now. So when organizations invest in transforming how they engage with their supporters, they not only drive funding, but also build stronger, lasting relationships. So the goal has changed from simply getting a one-time donation to encouraging repeat support and increasing each donor's lifetime value. And with the nonprofit solution, organizations can make this happen by simplifying how they manage relationships and creating that opportunities for meaningful connections. So it's about turning every interaction into a chance to grow together. And by understanding supporters on a deeper level, nonprofits can tailor their content for different groups, ensuring that messaging resonates with each audience. And this approach not only enhances engagement, but also helps attract new potential donors who are more likely to connect with the organization's mission. And leveraging donor data and having it in one place, this allows nonprofits to target the right supporters at the right time with the right message. Again, with all their information in one place, organizations can identify trends, you can track engagement, you can make informed decisions that lead to more effective outreach. Ultimately, this means stronger relationships and greater impact in the communities you serve. In today's world, donors, volunteers have plenty of choices. And if they don't feel valued, they may support other organizations. And to show their commitment to the community, nonprofits must effectively leverage data and business applications. Again, the Dynamics 365 Nonprofit Accelerator is a powerful tool that enhances not only donor engagement, but also volunteer management and program delivery. It provides a unified platform for gaining insights into supporters and program participants, ensuring everyone feels recognized and appreciated. And by streamlining that volunteer management, organizations can better recruit, you can better train, you can better retain volunteers, leading to a more meaningful contributions. Additionally, the accelerator also helps create clearer journeys for community members by tailoring interactions based on their motivations. So ultimately, using the Dynamics 365 Nonprofit Accelerator allows nonprofits to strengthen connections with both donors and volunteers, really fostering that lasting relationships and thriving community where everyone feels valued. So anything that you see on your screen are all these features are built in the Dynamics 365 NFP Accelerator. And now that we've highlighted the importance of personalized engagement for donors and volunteers, and how Dynamics 365 Nonprofit Accelerator can support these efforts, I'd like to pass it to Carolyn, and she will showcase the solution and provide a live demo of how it works in action.
Awesome. Thank you, Crystal. So in today's demo, we're going to look at a company called Engage for Good, which is a company dedicated to building meaningful community relationships and driving impactful change. We'll follow Hannah, a program manager, as she uses Dynamics 365 NFP Accelerator to streamline constituent management, fundraising, and grants management. So let's see how she leverages this powerful tool in her daily work. So Hannah starts her day by reviewing individual donors to ensure that Engage for Good maintains strong relationships with its constituents. Prior to the organization implementing Dynamics 365 NFP, she had to sift through paper records and manually update Excel sheets, but now everything is centralized and it's accessible in real time. So as you can see here, Hannah is on Dynamics 365 Constituents Management's module, and she searches for a donor named Tobias, who is one of their loyal donors. Upon opening Tobias's record, Hannah checks to see that his contact details are correct. And she also can look at his preferred contact methods. She also, on the summary tab, can see who is included in Tobias's household and sees other members in his household that are also listed as donors in the organization. So household information is basically kind of the aggregate of everyone who's associated with that account. So Hannah takes a quick look at his other information. Maybe she looks and see who his connections are, that he's also connected to Bertram Christopherson, who is listed as a colleague. So she can really get a sense of who Tobias is and what his interests are. And this helps her understand Tobias's engagement with the organization. So next, Hannah decides to take a broader look at the household. So by typing or going over to household and choosing his household information, she sees information that's kind of related to everyone in Tobias's household. Donors and households are constituents at the individual level. So households are a type of account. See, we're here under account. Accounts have categories. Another specialized type of account is an organization. And organizations can include both donor recipients organizations. An example here, we see one called Contoso School. This might be a recipient of awards or different projects. And we also see like corporate donors here, like Adantum Corporation, who might be providing funds for the organization. So back to the household, we can look and see how the information that's related to this account. So there was a note here that to check in with the household, that somebody was there at the July event and there was a conversation to connect for fall 2025 planning. So all the information that's either related to, you could do it at the household level or at the donor level or the organization level, is all tracked and it's all right here. There's additional things that you can add to the timeline. You can send an email directly. So maybe we want to do the next step here where we create, we reach out to Tobias and get that next step, or maybe we want to make a phone call, we can do that all right here and inside Dynamics 365. So, so now that we've kind of worked with our donors, on all levels, maybe we've also done some stuff at the organization level. Now Hannah decides that she's going to move on to looking at fundraising. So Dynamics 365 NFP is a collection of what they call various modules, and these are specialized components that contain specific business functions. So here's a look at the various modules and apps that are in this Dynamics 365 environment. This environment includes things outside of the NFP module, but all of them would be listed here. So now that Hannah's shifted her focus to looking at fundraising, particularly donor commitments, the NFP Accelerator has automated much of the data entry and tracking that she used to perform manually, which saves her countless hours and also helps reduce errors. So now we're going to click into the fundraising module. And you can see here now the items on that we can easily navigate to have changed to focus on fundraising. So under here, under donor commitments, Hannah decides she wants to look at a particular set of commitments that are listed here, that the name of them are the Tony Stark commitments. They were made in 2016, 2017, and 2018. So she clicks on the designation related to the Stark 2018 commitment, just to kind of review it and see how it ties into the current goals. And here inside this donor commitment, we see the name, we see if it's anonymous, yes or no, and when the commitment was made. And this is on an installment pledge, so maybe this is made slowly over time. We can see this is a big commitment at $500 million. And it's not actually made by Tony Stark. It was made by Chainatsu Sakai. And that it was pledged in US dollars because there could, our Engaged for Good is a multinational nonprofit. So they might have to factor in an exchange rate. This is in US dollars. And then the other thing to look at is the designation. What type of donation is this? So if we click here, this actually gets us to the donation itself. But when we click here, we can see that there's other types of donations that are available, and new ones could be created. But in our Engage for Good corporation, we have a general operating unrestricted donation. This one that we're seeing here is a restricted donation. It's for capital projects. There's other restricted funds so that donors can feel secure that the type of donation or the area that they want is designated for a certain category. So besides the donor commitments, Hannah decides to take a quick look at the planned giving, and she decides to look at this Trust 50,000 gift here that's labeled Simios, and this one is donated by the Sikorsky household. So again, we have the information about the gift, what type of it. This is a living trust, so perhaps there's some requirements around this. Maybe when Laura Sarkozy, who is the individual from that household, has reached a certain milestone, maybe that's when this starts. There's can be like designated certain percentage, and there's additional details that are available about this trust, and if there's any like really detailed information about this. So as Hannah is reviewing the different parts of this trust, there were a few things that she thought needed to be updated. So she can go in and click into this Sarkozy household and add a note here. So we're just going to add a note here. We're going to say that this to kind of as a trigger for later, planned gift, and then write the new planned gift is missing crucial information, and I am not spelling well live. Crucial. Please add before 10/1/2024. So we can quickly make a note. So the next time somebody comes in here and reviews that there's a note that there's something that needs to be done. We could add another activity to this. We can maybe schedule an appointment to meet with Laura to finalize this. We could also, again, like before, we could send an email or a phone call or create a task. This note might have been better as a task. I also wanted to point out there's the Copilot highlights, because in this, in our engagement for good, we don't have enough information here. It won't generate a summary for us. But if we had a number of different things, and say we had 20 different activities in the timeline, we could quickly have it generate a highlight so we can catch up right away and see what our next step should be, instead of kind of still filtering through all of these different notes. So another really important tool for Hannah is the dashboard. So in this example, we're showing a fundraising dashboard, and these components are customizable, and you can add different combinations and add different components. What we're showcasing here is the commitments by household. So you can see that some households, it's a little bit small to see, but some households and some corporations are the Adantum Corporation is a very, very prolific donor, and maybe some, like an individual, maybe they have one donation to their name, but you can kind of track and see, oh, these are my top 20 donors. I really need to make sure that they're feeling well taken care of. Here's another version of this kind of report. So the pledged on account, so you can see how many different accounts have been pledged by the different households or the different organizations. This one's interesting. So, Crystal mentioned the pandemic, and a lot of nonprofits kind of struggling to kind of recover from the pandemic. And you can kind of imagine that this represents maybe pre-2020 giving, and then giving's gone down. And what are some of the ways that we can do as an organization to increase those numbers? So it also gives a great baseline of a particular time in the past, or let's look at it the other way, where maybe it's going up over time and we can really track improvements. Another item that's on here is just another way to show different commitments by organization. So this one's specifically organizations, where this one has households as well as organizations. So then this is showing the Alpine Ski Account organization and the Adantum Corporation. So kind of breaking out those organizations who you might interact with differently, and they might have different processes. It might be might be more along a checklist versus the personalized interaction that you have with individuals. So Dynamics 365 NFP really assists Hannah with fundraising optimization by providing tools like the dashboard that offer visual insights into donor commitments, pledges, and fundraising performance. This replaces the need for complex and time-consuming manual reports, streamlining processes and reducing the pressure on staff. So by centralizing and automating these tasks, Dynamics 365 makes it easier to meet ambitious targets efficiently and mitigating the risk of staff burnout, because it's much, much easier to come here and take a look at this chart that's just going to update as you make updates to your donor commitments and plan giving. All of this is going to update just on its own. So after Hannah's kind of finished working with the fundraising side of things, she spends part of her afternoon managing grants and awards. So the NFP Accelerator has streamlined the disbursement tracking process, which used to involve manual spreadsheets and paper files. So back here in the Dynamics 365 apps, she goes into the awards module. So now you can see on the awards module, we have a different set of tabs here, and she lands on the objectives. So the objectives are the broad categories that EFG is currently focusing on delivering. So Hannah selects the delivery frameworks. These are the actual programs where the awards are being submitted to, and she selects health education initiatives. So in this health education initiative, you can see the account that it's associated with. You can see the scope. Maybe this is international or it's regional. Maybe it's only in Eastern Canada, or it's in the Pacific Northwest of the US. So you can see the scope of the initiative. You can see the start and end date when it's going to take place. It aligns with a particular objective. That's how we landed on. There's a description of the initiative. And again, it has a timeline. So this has a reminder here that this initiative is going to kick off in 3 months, and we need to do a review to make sure that all of these items are in place. So after Hannah's kind of reviewed the different delivery framework projects and has felt comfortable that she hasn't left anything undone that should be worked on, she then goes to the awards tab and reviews the active awards. So if we take a look at the scholarship award, you can see that this came from a request called the scholarship request, and this award date was back in 2019. And the type of award that is listed is general or project support. So this one is set to project support. And then if we click into the request itself, we get more details about the name of the request, the purpose, if there is an additional supporting documentation that contains the requirements, when it starts, the duration of the scholarship, who the request was submitted by, who the recipient is, and if there is a sponsor for this. So all of this can be tracked here in the request and then rolled up to the active awards. And then it also rolls up to the different reports. So here we have the scholarship award and performance update, where then we can generate some reports if we need to submit this to either the EFG's board, or if there is any sort of other kind of governing body that needs to see how the organization's awards and grants are being managed. So grants and awards management can be a complex task, with many organizations facing difficulty in compliance tracking and reporting. However, with the Dynamics 365 Nonprofit Accelerator, managing awards becomes streamlined and efficient. This tool simplifies the disbursement tracking process. It enhances transparency and ensures compliance, allowing nonprofit professionals like Hannah to focus on delivering impactful initiatives. So we're coming to the end of Hannah's day of working through several of these different components inside Dynamics 365, and she's had a very productive day. She successfully managed constituents, optimized fundraising activities, and ensured transparent grant and award management. With such a robust tool at her disposal, Hannah is confident in driving Engage for Good's mission forward, creating lasting positive impacts. By following Hannah's day, we can see how Dynamics 365 NFP empowers nonprofit professionals to streamline their workflows and achieve their organizational goals efficiently. Now, with Hannah's day complete, I'm turning this back over to you, Kunal.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Carolyn, for that demo. I do apologize. My camera keeps cutting out. Teams give me a hard time today. But again, thank you, everybody, for attending today's webinar. And again, a big thank you to Crystal and Carolyn for walking us through Dynamics 365 Nonprofit Accelerator and talking through the benefits and how to utilize it as well. As you can see on the screen, your feedback is very valuable to us to help us improve our webinars and create quality content. So to access the survey, simply scan the code on the screen. Your participation directly contributes to our quality of our webinars. And also you have a chance to win a $50 gift card. So you get a chance for that if you answer a couple questions there. Yeah. But now let's jump into if there's any questions that you may have. You can drop it in chat, or if you want, you can drop it into the QA tab. If not, I don't see. Oh,
Yeah,
there
we
is
have
one.
we have one.
All right,
All
there's
right.
one from Bill. Yeah, can we import data to the program?
Yes, definitely. So since Dynamics 365 is really just a power apps behind the scenes, it has like out of the box features that you can use, like the data import. You can import a CSV and an Excel sheet in there. If you needed it to be automated, there's always a Power Automate where you can set up like an automatic migration of data from one system to another. Do we need a consultant to do the import? You don't really need a consultant to do the import. You need consultant to kind of do the mapping, because of course a consultant will be familiar of all the tables and columns within the NFP accelerator, and that's what you need. That's someone you can consult in, and how to generate template, really just showing you how to do it. I would say that you would need a consultant for that, but it should be very easy to do. You would need 365. You mean Microsoft 365? Is that what you mean? Yes, because you would use a Microsoft 365 account to access the app.
Then he followed up by saying Dynamics.
And
yes,
then Dynamics.
Yes, this goes on the top of Dynamics.
So this is something that we discovered recently. So we remember this NFP solution being built within Dynamics 365. What we have this, we kind of testing it before it requires dynamic. But if you even try this with a Dataverse environment, you can still install the solution. But again, you might lose some of the AI features from it. You're welcome. Is there any other question? Looks like none. Kunal?
All right. Well, those were some really great questions. Thank you for asking them. And thank you, Crystal, again, for going through and answering that. Again, once again, we appreciate your participation for today's webinar. As you see, there's the resources slide on the screen. We'll be sharing that in email once the session is done. So keep a lookout for that. Yeah, keep an eye out on your inbox for a recording of today's sessions. That's going to be sent out in the next week or so. And then the handout as well. We look forward to seeing you again in next month's webinar session. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.
Thanks,
Thank
everyone.
you.